Welcome to your favorite hour of the week. It's PGoRadio, your home for everything Pokemon Go. News, tips and tricks, community, and much, much more. So sit back, take a breath, because it's time to go, go, go.
Yeah!
PGO Radio, Episode 2, recorded on July 15th, 2016. I'm Brent Copeland.
And I'm Eric Fullerton.
And we've got a just jam-packed episode for you today. It is, of course, brought to you by, well, I'm going to tell you what we've got first. We got a history lesson. We've got some weekly adventures, news and discussion, some Pokemail, some evolution, revolution, some resources, some tips and tricks at the gym, and other ways that you can get involved in the show. Speaking of getting involved, we've got a sponsor, Eric. You know who that is?
I do.
It's Audible.
Yes,
audibletrial.com/PGoRadio. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial. There's over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Not only that, but you can listen to the books while you play Pokemon Go. Just turn off the audio for the game, and you can hear all the books you want. And anything you get while on your free trial is yours to keep for life, even if you cancel. So go to audibletrial.com/PGoRadio today and start your free trial. I'm excited, Mr. Fullerton.
Yeah?
You know why?
Why?
Because I'm going to get a history lesson.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You did some work.
So, yes.
I sat on my butt and, I was capturing some Pokemons.
Pokemon capture.
But you did some work and actually dug up some history on Pokemon Go and where it came from, because a lot of people probably think it's just like, hey, this is Pokemon's next thing.
Right, so like Nintendo made it or something.
Right, they don't know actually where maybe it came from and who was involved, and you dug it up, and so I'm very impressed, and I want to hear more about this history lesson if you're ready, or we can go do it later. It's up to you.
Okay, class, I'll keep this short, but let's start off with, at the beginning, there was a man named John Hank. He started a company that created the very first 3D MMO called Meridian 59, and that was released in 1996 and put out on the 3DO.
I remember
system.
that game.
Remember that one? It's an oldie.
And there was a Meridian.
Open source
There's another Meridian that came out right about the time as like EverQuest.
Oh yeah.
And Ultima Online and that kind of era as well.
This is it's also open source right now, so like you could just download it and mess with it if you want.
Maybe do a optic thing, the Oculus or the Vive.
Oh yeah. Well, it's still like old cheesy looking graphics,
right?
But, yeah. But anyway, so next what happened? Then he went on to start a company called Keyhole, which was acquired by Google and later became Google Earth. The satellite imagery that they had worked on would later become Google Maps.
That's pretty cool.
So now you can kind of see it all coming together. Then in 2010, John Hank founded Niantic Labs.
Is that Hank or is that Hanky?
I don't know. It's Hanke.
What if it's Onk? What's Onky?
I'm not sure.
Mr. Onky.
I'll keep saying Hank, but if I'm saying it wrong, you can
you know how good I am with names.
Find out where the studio is. Come over and slap me if you want to.
Anyway, so in 2010, he did what?
So he founded a company called Niantic Labs, and this is an internal startup at Google. Google funded this company.
This is like one of their Friday things where they're like, work on Friday.
Yeah, they're like, okay, you got a fun project, we'll give you money, just keep doing it. But this guy has already sold his property and his stuff to Google under Google Earth and Google Maps. So this guy's already a guru for like 3D imagery and geospatial things like that. So,
right.
Anyway, so after that, Niantic's first product, published in 2012, was an app called Field Trip. This is a location-based mobile app which acts as your guide to the cool, hidden, and unique things in the world around you.
Nice. We're going to be using that on our trip to Disney World. We're taking 2 days to drive and down, and then 2 days back.
Oh yeah.
And so we're just going to like go by that guide and see like cool stuff on the way.
Yeah. So they what they did was they entered a bunch of historic monuments and places of interest around the world. And if you get close to these places, it would pop up a guide and say, "Hey, there's a museum over here, and here's more about it."
Which means Pokestops.
Right. So, so you can see this evolve. Okay. So a year later, they released their first augmented reality game called Ingress. So what they needed for this game is they needed a lot more of these public interest, places of interest, basically.
Right.
So
They're
in the
POIs.
game, yeah. So part of the game was to actually submit these areas as portals. They're known as portals in that game. So us included. There's a couple of portals around my town that I submitted while playing the game. Now they're not, you can't do it anymore. I guess they have too many, or they have enough, I guess. But anyway, so fast forward in 2015, Niantic Labs split with Google and went with their own company, or went on their own as Niantic Inc.
Huh.
Then their next augmented reality mobile game, co-developed with Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, would be released in 2016, and the name of that would be Ingress 2, Pokemon Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Or as we know it, Pokemon Go.
Love that. That's an electric Boogaloo reference. I like that.
That's right.
No one's gonna get
Breaking.
that. No one's gonna get it. Well, that's pretty cool because I mean, at that time we kind of they had already announced the Pokemon Go stuff before they left Google.
Right. A couple years ago they did, yeah.
So it'd be interesting to hear more of that story about, like, does Google still kind of have a piece of it, or, did Pokemon, like, buy them out? Or it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And hear.
So that's the history. That's how it became to be. Now it's, of course, a giant phenomenon. It's like, I feel like it's bigger than Minecraft was when it first came out. Minecraft was kind of on this slow kind of incline, like it just gained momentum as it went, like exponentially. This
just
one
over the years, yeah.
This one just like the day one exploded. Like it feels like it's just maxed out. Like everybody's playing it. Everybody's mom is playing it. All the cops are playing it.
Yeah.
Like everybody's playing it.
And did they really do that much, like, advertising?
No.
Like, I didn't see... Like, I knew about it because Ingress and Circle, and, I mean, just, kind of always being looking for that kind of stuff, but it wasn't like it was on my, Fruity Pebbles or anything. Or,
right. Yeah, there wasn't any, like, TV commercials or... You know what I mean? Like, they didn't even treat it like a AAA movie.
So fast.
Like big movies like Ghostbusters, you'll see on the side of your drink at McDonald's, right?
Right.
I mean, or billboards around town and stuff, but they just didn't say a word, and they figured, you know what? If a Pokemon game comes out, people will know.
That's true.
And people will tell people, and that's it.
But I don't think we're there yet. Like, I think we're just on that tip. I think we're going to at least have another month of, like, super growth.
Yeah.
And then maybe it'll start kind of leveling off, like, not as big as super growth.
Yeah.
Like, still growth, but it'll be interesting to see. I think maybe this end of summer it may cool down a little bit, or may not, with all the kids going back to school, talking to their friends, showing off their Pokemons, and trying to catch them during school and things like
people
that.
playing at school. That's true.
Of course, that is one thing we learned through Ingress is they tried to keep portals away from most schools, unless they were like a historic like school. Because they want it to be public places and stuff like that. There are still some around some schools, but they're usually like a church school or a really old school that has some history that was behind it.
Yeah. So these Pokestops and gyms, they were converted over from portals and Ingress, but they are there are far fewer of these than there are in Ingress. So. But one of the stipulations is that they have to be not only a place of interest or a historic monument or area of some sort, but also that it has to be in a public, easily accessed place. And that's not true of a lot of these things. So in town where we live in Huntsville, Alabama, should I say where we live? Well, why not? I already did.
A little too late. I'm not editing that out.
So there is a...
The arsenal.
There's an arsenal here, and it's government property. You are not allowed here. There's a fence, a wall built. Trump built a wall around this thing, and you're not allowed in or out. Oops, did I just get too political?
Too political.
Anyway, so the thing is, there are portals inside, and when we played Ingress, only people that can work, that have a government job, can go to these portals. So they kept trolling us for years, flipping these to different colors, making fields. Anyway, but translate over to Pokemon. There's like gyms and stuff in there you can't get to. So now these people have the advantage of gaining that 24-hour or that bonus of just being in the gym because, hey, who's your competition?
10 gold every day, right?
Yeah, I mean, for now, but I'm thinking about in the future when they up that.
Yeah. And to make it even worse, some of them are actually in where you have to have secret clearance to get into the areas. Did you know that? There's like one or two portals that are like you have to have secret clearance to get in. It's not just access.
And that's a breach because these are top secret areas, and the Pokestop itself has a photograph. That's got to be a breach, right?
Whoever submitted that could get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
They found out. But I think it was Hillary Clinton who submitted, so she won't get in any trouble.
She's above the law. Anyway.
Too political.
Also, there's some more interesting Pokestops. There's one in Auschwitz, the concentration camp in Germany. There's some really weird places. There were some portals in Antarctica, although I don't know if they got switched over or translated or whatever to Pokestops or not.
That might be an interesting kind of thing to do is look at the interesting locations that the stops are and then talk about those stops.
Yeah.
But we need to go there.
And also there's some in Huntsville on top of this mountain where you have no reception. Like there's no phone carrier that will carry at all. Like none of them because of the altitude and the position of the mountain. So when we played Ingress, people would go up there with like these boosters and satellite phones and all these crazy like antennas and crazy stuff. But people will still be doing that for
and you
Pokemon.
get up there and it's just a Pokestop. So you're just
that's all you get is just flip it. Yeah. But if there's a gym stuck up there out in the middle of nowhere in a forest, that'd be so cool.
So there's three up there. See, like this is the time I think to like remember all those rare out of the way places and go look to see if they're gyms and get your stuff in there now. Like, but I've even noticed like there was a portal down the street that was always one of the portals to get an Ingress to try to get that badge or to see how long you could hold it.
Oh, the Guardian badge. Yeah.
The Guardian. Because no one ever went out to this place because it was like in the middle of a lake and you had to actually get out of your car and walk.
Yeah.
Now every day I drive by, I see like 6 people like sitting around it, like eating lunch or something, and just spinning it.
Yeah.
It's not even a gym; it's just a straight up Pokestop. So it's crazy, like how many more people are playing Pokemon Go than Ingress.
Yeah.
I mean, like our downtown. It looked like Panoply was going on, which was a yearly festival they do.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that?
Yeah, it's very odd. It's very cool to see everybody getting together and being so friendly and so fun. I know that the new car smell is going to wear off pretty soon, where you're going to take it for granted one day and just go, oh, of course there's 5 people at this church at 2 a.m. because why wouldn't there be? There's a Pokestop there. But right now, it's just so bizarre, and everybody's getting used to that concept. It's like, whoa. Like, I can sit here at this gym and look around the parking lot and see 5 cars parked with their headlights on. I know exactly what they're doing. You know what I mean? But that will just be a common thing here in the future pretty soon. People will just be like, that's just what happens, But with Ingress, it was very much like people hiding. Like I would hide in bushes many, many times. I would actually physically be in a bush hidden because I knew that with
someone
Ingress,
would think you're out to no good.
Well, with Ingress, like I always say, you're either a friend or you're an enemy. With Pokemon Go, everybody's a friend. And sure, you can battle each other at gyms and stuff, but with Ingress, it's just way more intense and competitive. So there's no hiding in bushes and stuff with Pokemon Go. Everybody's just like cool and friendly. Yeah. So I like it. I like it a lot. And I still play both games. I want them both to survive. Actually, there's a lot new players in Ingress now that people have kind of discovered that's a thing. A
thing. And speaking of things, we got a lot of things going on in this show. So Let's move on to a little bit of news and discussion.
Now in the news.
So, of course, with Pokemon Go, like you said, there's a ton of news. And the first one we have here is just to let people that did you know Pokemon Go has now been released in Italy, Spain, and Portugal. It's waiting on some other areas, and as we find those out and they announce them, we will let you know on the show.
Nice.
Now, something else with Pokemon Go is all the marketing that we're going to be talking about. Not us doing, but that everybody's doing throughout the country and the world. And one of the things I'm actually looking at right now, because my kids are kind of at that age where I actually need to get them a cell phone. And they need something to play Pokemon Go on as well. And T-Mobile is offering free data and some other offers for Pokemon Go players.
That's cool.
Now, how you actually get this is on Tuesdays you download their app, and in the app there's a coupon to get these offers. So it's not like something you sign up for when you sign up for the phone. But it's not free data for everything. It's only basically your Pokemon Go app will not count towards your data usage. And I'll tell you, it pretty much playing Ingress full time, it pretty much doubled my data plan from what I was using normally to when I was playing. It doubled it, so it's a pretty good offer if you don't already have a good plan.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
But also, it's sure it's taking advantage of Pokemon Go, and everybody in the world is talking about it. But I mean, it's a good deal, but it's also, I don't know. I just see this taking advantage thing. Like, I'll get on YouTube and I'll see a channel about, I don't know, like a cooking channel. And this week's episode is, I don't know, a Pikachu cupcake. Right? You know, like everybody just is stretching.
Or someone starts like a podcast all about it.
Yeah,
like
PGO Radio. But everybody is like stretching, like trying to
like
fit Pokemon into their work, like into their like model.
Well, and you kind of like, you almost, if you're in marketing, if you don't, it's just a missed opportunity.
Right.
And that's why you see it, because marketing is becoming such, I mean, you've got to have it in any modern day business. So if you've got a marketing team and you see something like this, you got to jump on it. Like as soon as, I mean, I do web development for a company called Digium, and technically I'm in the marketing department. Mm-hmm. So when we were telling other people in the marketing department about it, they really wanted to know a lot more about it, and a couple of them actually started playing the game themselves to figure it out. But we were looking at our convention we have every year called Astrocon and trying to see if there were portals at
or Pokestops.
So we had to use the Ingress map.
Oh yeah, to look it up. Right.
So, and that's what you can do is pull up the Ingress Intel map, which is under Ingress, and then you can find out if there's Pokestops around where you are. Or Yelp has added a filter to their thing for Pokestops.
Cool, I like that.
So it's like you said, like everybody's hopping into it, which is, it's cool in a way, but like you said, it's like sometimes when they try to stretch it too much.
Yeah, it feels a little dirty sometimes, but I'm a sucker though, because like I'll see something, if it says Pokemon or anything about Pokemon, like I'll just click on it.
Right.
Because I'm here to soak it up, so I'm a sucker, you know.
Yeah.
It's working on me. I don't know so much if it will work in a month from now, but right now everybody just wants Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and like think about how rare it was to see like when we went to Nashville for the Ingress event, there was actually a pizza joint there that had in their menu, "Hey, we're a Ingress portal location."
Right.
We're gonna start seeing that everywhere, I think.
Uh-huh.
Like my wife, she cuts hair, and there's a portal within distance from her chair. So she can say, "Come get your hair cut," and you'll get,
and sit
6
here and
or 12 spins.
keep spinning. Yeah, right.
Yeah, while you're just getting your hair cut.
That's true.
And
put a
if
lure
you don't
on it,
have someone, or you don't really care that much about who's cutting your hair, that might do it.
Yeah,
that might be enough to be like, "Oh, go do that."
Yeah,
That's all week long. I've been planning where I'm going to have my lunch.
Yeah.
And if
right?
it wasn't with someone at a stop, it was, well, I will drive to that place and eat my lunch at a stop.
Yeah. And so we went to Firehouse Subs and ate, and we're able to spend. We were there an hour. That's a lot of spends in an hour.
Wouldn't it be really cool to see like maybe even a world view of a map of like places, eating places with portals versus not portals, and see how drastically the change was this week in like how much money they made?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it probably made more of a difference than anyone can actually like gauge or realize. Just like there's probably some people going on, oh, we've had a slow lunch this week, having no clue why.
That's true.
Reason why, and then like the sub place is like, man, we've been packed all week.
Yeah.
And I just think that's interesting. Sorry.
And then the restaurants surrounding it that aren't in range are sucking, right? Like nobody's going to those.
Right.
So it's like detrimental for some companies, but great for others.
Rosie's Cantina in Huntsville is doing great. Both of them.
Yeah. There's a buffet over there that's doing good. There's a bunch of them around town. Like, pretty much you can have your stab at anything too. There's Mexican, there's Chinese, there's Italian. Like there's a stop at like at least one of every genre of food.
Right. Yeah. We got to start our list again. We started one for Ingress that didn't catch on, but
Yeah,
this
we
one
need
will
a list
catch
this
on.
time. Yeah.
What else in the news? People are finding bodies everywhere.
Everywhere.
Apparently. I
Like,
mean,
all
you
over
get
the
a body,
place.
you get a body, you get a
Yeah.
body, you get a body. You go out and you find that rat-a-tata, it's probably on a body.
Yeah, it's probably right on a pile of bodies.
So just remember, if you find a body, do not move it, do not eat it, do not poke at it.
Yeah.
Mon. Call your just 911 it and say I found a body. Make sure you let them know you were playing Pokemon Go, just so we can see it in the news. That's the funny part. And then move on.
So that's the standard procedure when you find a body is
I
just
think so.
911.
I think.
And then keep playing Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
it probably smells though.
You might want to go see a psychiatrist for a few minutes, but if you're okay, then just keep playing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. As long as it's not you, like your dead body.
Right.
Yeah, because then it would be difficult to call someone and to tell them to come and get. Okay, this got weird.
Well, no, you kind of broached another subject. Is not only are people finding bodies, but they're kind of making bodies. Like, I mean, people are falling off cliffs.
Yes.
Play Pokemon, so keep your eyes up.
Two guys fall off a cliff while playing. There was a live stream I saw. Some Pokemon. It's probably viral at this point, but
This is the fake one, right?
no.
Where
yeah,
guy
there was
shot someone. He gets shot.
Yeah,
when
no,
he's
it was a fake one where a guy at a church at 2 a.m. saw a truck pull in and dump a body onto the pavement or something and drive off. And anyway,
It's crazy.
they're thinking it's fake and whatever. But what was the one I was going to say? Something about...
Somebody live streaming. I know there was one that was like a YouTube or a live stream where someone was filming and he either got shot or someone got shot in front of him. And that one was a fake one.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't hear about that one.
Okay.
No, the one I saw was real. It was, it was just a guy. He's streaming him play, but also a cam, like a little cam in the corner of the screen,
Like
so you can
filming
see his
him?
face. Yeah. So he's just walking around playing, having fun, and he's like, it gets dark for a second. He's like, oh, he's kind of fumbling around in the dark, but he's outside, like walking around somebody's yard or something, and then all of a sudden, everything goes black, and you could his voice like, and then he gets out and he's in water. He fell into my swimming pool in the dark while playing, and his phone was actually okay. I mean, sure, it could be fake, but it was funny.
Why are
It
you in
looked
someone's
realistic.
backyard? Have you ever been in someone's backyard with Ingress?
No, I don't.
There's no portals in people's backyards.
There's no reason to be. But with Pokemon, you can. It kind of makes you go everywhere.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. I forget about that.
That's how you're finding all the dead bodies. Is because you go to the weird little corners of the earth and you go.
Yeah. I haven't done much searching like that. I kind of let the Pokemon come to me. I guess I'll have to change that, though.
Yeah, I haven't
Go
been
look
on
for
too
some
many
bodies.
hunts either. Yeah, because I'm just like in a passenger seat in a car, just like throwing balls everywhere. You know, we drive by.
You get a ball. You get a ball.
I mean, I might park at a lure somewhere, you know, and wait. But yeah, I always wait for dudes to come to me. My apartment is really stacked too with
our house
stuff.
isn't that great. Like I'll get stuff when I go out.
Ours is weird. I had a Pikachu in my kitchen. I get all kinds of rares all the time.
I don't have a Pikachu yet.
And I haven't figured it out yet. I live in an apartment complex, so I don't know if anybody else has a really active apartment complex. Let us know. Tweet to us or email us or something, because we would like to kind of track and figure out like what good areas, you know.
And if you can find a Pikachu.
And also, there's supposedly on water, there's water Pokemon, and on mountains, there's rare ones as well.
And in the what do you call them? Where the graves are, cemeteries. You find the ghost ones.
Oh yeah, which is illegal to be after dark, by the way.
Yeah, so don't go in there.
All cemeteries close after dark. But I'm wondering what happens if you dig and just keep digging. You dig so far underground.
Is this you go to China thing?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like, what's way down in the ground?
Maybe it's a Weedle.
Weedles? Oh, yeah, worms and stuff. That makes sense. Like cave? We have caves here in Huntsville. We could go spelunking to figure out what's in caves. Bats? School bats?
Now, does GPS go up and down? Or is it flat?
No, it should have an altimeter, right?
So it does know your height?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Like it'll know like what level of building you're on?
Yeah, it should. In fact, you know, in Ingress, there's a cap. Because imagine you're in an airplane. Okay, everybody, close your eyes. You're in an airplane.
I'm in an airplane.
And they're asking you for peanuts, and you say no.
I don't want peanuts.
Actually, on second thought, you take the peanuts and then you throw it in their face.
I want the peanuts.
And then you throw it at them.
Eat them.
Then what happens is you realize that you are in range of 1,000 Pokestops because you're in the air, and your circle is so huge, it's covering an entire country. And Niantic Lab says nope. That's it. And then you land, and then you just cry your life away.
Wow, that's not a good ending.
You spend all night crying in the shower. So anyway, so there's a cap on the altitude. So obviously, you would have to do that, right? I mean, because you would be in the range of like an entire state or 3 or 5.
Well, I don't know if just going higher makes your circle bigger.
It would. Because imagine you look down, what can you see? Lots of stuff under you. If you're standing on the earth, what do you see? 5 feet in front, like you're standing in a little area. Like, what are you in range of? You know what I mean?
Well, I know it looks that way.
There's some math involved. I don't know it, but I know there's math involved.
But I think your circle around you is always your circle around you.
I don't think so. There's science there somewhere.
I'm not good at science. But I am good at...
I'm good at alluding to science. See?
Pokemail call.
Pokemail call.
Pokemail call. So we sent out a question this week onto the Twitters before anybody knew us, and we got a few answers. And the question was, what's the most important thing you've been late to or completely missed due to Pokemon Go?
God. So basically, like, hold on 1 second. I got to get this Snorlax real quick. Oh, wait, hold on. And then you're late to a meeting or something.
Right,
like,
right.
So, that hasn't happened to me yet.
Right.
So, like, I had a meeting today, a work meeting, and I was there.
Yeah.
Actually, I was a little late because I was at a doctor, but it wasn't because of Pokemon.
Okay.
But no, I haven't. No, okay, so I haven't missed anything. I've been a good boy.
Okay.
So what about you, though?
For the most part, I think I've been good. I was kind of late to a meeting, but not because I was playing Pokemon, but because someone stopped me in the hallway on my way to the meeting.
To talk about it?
To talk about it. And I was like, you're like, okay, they're probably going to be quick about this.
Yeah.
So I just look like a jerk if I'm just like, I've got a meeting. I think, right? Like, it's,
No, I mean you can stand up for your.
You're just kind of on the way.
Just be like, dude.
But then be like, it would just take me 30 seconds to say I started playing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So anyway, I let them talk, and they talked for like 30 seconds. And
Oh, okay.
so it was, but that was about the biggest thing.
Oh, okay. So nothing like.
I did
what
not
if-
miss my son's birthday because of it or something.
Oh, okay. Or like
Or a
say
wedding.
like a surgeon was performing some like brain surgery, and he was like, hold on.
I see a Weedle.
I see one single Weedle, and look, it's inside his brain cavity. Oh, that's so funny! And then he like throws the ball at it. I imagine that is happening right now somewhere in
Probably.
somewhere in the world.
Probably someone, and the funny thing is, the person probably was playing Pokemon Go themselves, fell off a cliff, had a brain injury, and now they're in surgery, and the doctor's like, well, they were playing.
And the surgeon's like, you're just gonna have to hold on, dude.
And they're like, oh, we understand.
It's like it might take me a few
Got
minutes
it.
to get this one Weedle. He keeps jumping out of my ball. I don't know
Who
why.
put the lure on the Pokestop out there? This doctor's never going to fix my brain. Also, we had at Zelly Belly said, I wasn't late to anything, but I did get caught in a downpour while walking yesterday. That happened to my kids.
It
and
did
my
start
wife.
raining here. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some friends that were hunting. What do you say? Is there a verb for when you're out playing Pokemon Go, or do you say you're out hunting, or do you say you're out
playing.
farming, or just playing?
Yeah.
But that's kind of
So
long
far.
because you can't just say playing, because it'd be like, what are you playing?
So we need to come up with something else.
I mean, I kind of like hunting because, like, what else?
I guess
Why
you
else
are.
would you be out hunting? Like
You got to catch them all.
in 2016, like if this was like 10,000 BC and you're out hunting, obviously you're like really out hunting.
Right.
But in this
Now
day and age,
you may get on some list, though. You don't
like a
wanna-
terrorist list.
Yeah.
If you're out hunting,
Yeah.
well, maybe you know, you never
Maybe, I
know.
don't
Never know with the Department of
of
Homeland
hunting.
Security.
The old DOH.
Yeah, I don't know.
So also at Belgast says, not missed out on anything, but I apparently run errands a lot more slowly, according to my wife. So the wife says, I've noticed your Pokemon habits. I send you out to get my tampons, and it takes you an hour instead of 10 minutes.
Oops.
And I'm sitting here not happy with you.
So yeah, that's one thing I've
I
learned
don't
is
know.
like your
That's
trip.
what my wife always sends me out for. That's why.
So like a quick trip to the to the grocery store is going to turn into like a 4-hour trip, and all the stuff that you've bought, your eggs will go rotten, your milk will sour, and your ice cream will melt, and those prescription drugs will probably turn into some kind of strange psychedelics that should be probably non-FDA approved. So
I don't know where this all went.
So-
Because I was looking for a phone ringing, and all of a sudden I come back to FDA approved.
So yeah, Pokemon is it's gonna do some weird things to people here.
Okay, so lastly,
I did hear a vibration. Was that a egg hatching,
There's
or was
like-
that someone calling someone of us? Or,
it felt like there was a phone going off.
okay,
So-
I don't even know where my phone is.
There it goes again.
Oh, I hear it. It's beeping.
It's all
and
you.
stuff.
It's all Eric. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, FDA approved drugs. So what's next?
Lastly, Minish Millie says learning for college. So they're missing out on college because of that. Okay, so we also had some questions here. Explorer 13 asked in the chat room, hey, I'm a streamer, and I'm interested in how to stream Pokemon Go. How do I capture the screen and stream through Twitch? So
with Android, I know that there's there is a cable that it goes into the charge hole. So it's an adapter that can output your screen on to a HDMI source. So essentially, if you have an HDMI input on your computer, laptop, whatever, you could easily stream it like that. I know there's probably a lot of software solutions like Google Cast and proprietary programs like apps that you can download. We are actually in the process of researching this right now because we want to do this. We want to stream while we're in the car and do some fun stuff. We might end up putting it on our PGoRadio YouTube channel. You think maybe something like that?
Yeah, we'll put it somewhere.
But we'll stream it too to this Twitch that we're live now, which is twitch.tv/PGoRadio. So anyway, we're looking into that. I think that's a really cool thing. I've seen a couple people do it on Twitch. As long as your internet, your data, as long as your connection is good, I guess it would be fun to watch. But
yeah, depending on if you're fun to watch. If you're not fun to watch, then you're not fun to watch. That's just how it is. Yeah,
if you film, if you crash during a live stream playing Pokemon Go, you will be a headline in some web news site somewhere.
And if you just want to record, a good way to start and just do it on the fly is try downloading YouTube Gaming and do it through their app. And so you should just be able to record it through the app, and that's on Android.
So there's what do you know about iOS? You have an iOS device, so is there?
I know there's ways to basically do like Airport or AirPlay or whatever, and go out to some programs. There's one called A to Z Recorder, but I don't know exactly how to stream it yet. Like, I think maybe use one of these, and then maybe we could offload it to like XSplit on a laptop with like, a USB line going to a phone plan.
Yeah,
seems like a lot of work though.
Like a mobile studio in your car.
But maybe that would be a cool option for them to actually just put into the game. Stream it to Twitch.
That would be cool. I like that.
It may not be very hard for them to do. And that's something that I should have saved for another section of the show. But we will do more research on this because, like Eric said, we want to know how to do it ourselves. And once we come up with a good method, because we'll have to probably find out on both platforms how to do it, we will let you know again.
Also, here's another chance to contribute to the show. We will keep researching it while you guys keep researching it, and if you find some stuff before we do, then send it our way, and we'll give you credit, of course, and we can tell everybody about it. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody helping everybody.
Okay, so the next question comes from Awesome Donut 99, who asks, "Are you more likely to find an awesome Pokemon from an egg or in the wild?"
Wow, that is a good question.
That's one I think that's gonna take more time.
Yeah, well, there is a chart. So I was on Reddit, and there was a chart showing what the 5-kilometer eggs get you and what the 2-kilometer eggs, and I think there's a third egg.
The 10-kilometer, yeah.
And so, like...
I think I got a Weedle out of it or something stupid.
Yeah. And it shows you... you can Google this chart. I'm sure it'll pop up, but basically every Pokemon looked like it was covered. Like you can get every single Pokemon in one of 3 eggs, or however many eggs there are. I think there's 3. So I would say that I don't know what the odds are, but it's possible to get both either way. So
yeah, that is true.
I think the statistics, all the odds and everything, are still being investigated by everyone when playing, because even on Reddit, nobody's really positive about locations or probability or anything like that. There's a lot of maybe this, maybe that. Even the searching, the nearby screen, that you pop up. There's techniques on how to kind of find what direction you're going, like if you're going towards something, but nobody's still figured out exactly like how many feet or meters something is, so, but I mean, with how many players there are, I think all this stuff will be figured out pretty soon. So at least by like episode 4 or something, right?
Episode 4. Yeah. And let us know if you know more.
Yeah, let us know.
Also, a good friend, Mike Kerfus, had a comment in the chat room. I'd like to reply, respond. No,
reply, respond.
Regurgitate.
There you go. Blah.
To you. So, Mike said, I have a friend who works in a hospital, and they got a memo yesterday stating about how they're to notify security if people are playing and have them politely shoo them away. Essentially, they were told they need to be patient care above Pokemon. To put patient care above Pokemon. Sounds obvious, but this is the world we live in now.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, like people, hopefully they're not running around the hospital, like...
Hopefully, right?
Right? Like, would you run around the hospital looking for a thing?
No, I mean...
You go out in the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean... So when we played Ingress, there was a lot of like sketchy stuff that people would do. I mean, especially, being in a parking lot at 3 a.m. at a church, and, plenty of times a cop has come to question me what I'm doing, and that's valid. I'm like, oh, I'm playing a game. They're like, what?
And then a lot of them
and then I have to explain to them.
Started playing with you, right?
Yeah, that's happened many times. But it was so hard to explain, and it's like, and they're kind of looking at me like, for real? Really? You're playing a game that Google made? Come on. Right. But now it's like, now everybody is in on it. It's not a secret. Everybody understands. So now you can just cut to the chase and go, Pokemon. You don't even have to say that. Right. You're just like, Team Blue. You know what I mean? Or just show them your phone.
Yeah. But they're not even going to ask. They're going to ask you, what team are you on?
Right. But it also opens up a whole different thing of, well, now you can't like sneak around and kind of play dumb. Now you've been flagged as a Pokemon player, and they can say straight up, nobody's allowed here. In fact, there's a church within driving distance from our studio that we're in right now that has a fence around it. They didn't used to.
Yeah, they gated their driveway.
They gated that sucker. So there's no parking there after dark.
Yeah. And there's been other places too, like Arlington Cemetery basically put out a message that said, hey, like, this is not how these, dead soldiers, want to be remembered, is you running around catching Pokemon on the freaking grave. Right. So don't be doing that here. Yeah. And there's been a few other places that have said the same thing.
Cemeteries get angry. We had a lot of people angry back in the Ingress before Pokemon came. Now I just don't even imagine. They would just be like out there with a shotgun.
So many people.
Yeah.
And that'd be interesting to see if they make a way to like have portals like taken down.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that has to be done, I guess, through Ingress if at all.
Yeah, you can still report and flag locations.
But like these people are going to be like, I got to go to Ingress to report this? Like, what is that? So I wonder if they'll come up with something with Pokemon, do the same thing. I kind of get, like, with Ingress, like, it was such a smaller crowd. Like, the cemeteries weren't that big of deal. But, like, now, like, we wanted to find Ghost. And so I'm in a car with my 2 kids and my nephew and my wife. And we're about to drive into the cemetery because all the gates were open and there were no signs.
Oh, during the day.
This is at night.
Is it night?
This is at night. Luckily, I found the sign. It was the last gate we're about to go into. I was like, read that sign. And it said, it's unlawful to go in at night. But the stuff is there. There was a gym there. And my kids were about to, like, walk into the cemetery. And I'm like, y'all you've got to come back here. You don't get arrested on it. Because it's my son's birthday.
It's his birthday. Oh, man.
But, I mean, it's a cemetery. I mean, people are there. And they're probably not happy if they're there for the most part, right?
Yeah.
You got people who are very upset. They've got dead family members probably that are there, and you're walking around with your phone trying to catch a cartoon animal. So I definitely see how they need to probably institute a way for like cemeteries and monuments and things like that to like, look, this is not
I guess like
a good thing.
If there's areas for recreation and entertainment, and the cemetery is just not that, right? I mean, because clearly if you're playing Pokemon, you're in recreation mode.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. And if you're in a cemetery for a legit reason, you're there to grieve, you know?
Now, one thing I will say is, and like our big cemetery has a lot of well-known graves from famous, semi-famous people that died like in the wars and that were known around the South or whatnot, because they like actually take kids on field trips during the day to these cemeteries and show them these big like mausoleums and the history behind these people. So it's like, if that's okay, what's the difference between
I see. So it's like a learning, like educational trip.
Yeah, like there's kind of like this weird borderline, like maybe you come play the game, but you also have to take a test that you learned a little bit about these graves, right?
While you're here, boy, you're gonna learn something.
You're gonna learn something. I'm gonna tie you up and tell you to learn it.
I don't know if getting like tied up, but okay.
Yeah. But then there's been some churches that say we love it. We love having the community and a bunch of kids coming, here and things like that. Businesses love it, of course. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few months, and to see. We should start a list of like ragers and non-ragers or something. Rat-a-tat-tat-tatters.
Rat-a-tattletales. All right. So where are we? Where are we with this show?
Wow. See, have we? It's we're at the Evolution Revolution.
Evolution Revolution. Yeah. So we're still working on some bumpers, but this is Evolution Revolution. This is a segment where we discuss ideas, suggestions for the game.
And you send them to us.
This is not where we complain about the game. This is where we want to discuss new features and how to improve the game. What would you like to see added to this game? That is what it is. Yeah. And this is where you contribute. We, of course, will discuss our ideas and what we, think should be added. But really, this is where we want to hear your voice, and this is where you want other people to hear your voice. This is all about you in the community that is listening to this show. We want to build that out. So
call into speakpipe.com/PGoRadio. Go there and give us your Evolution Revolution idea.
So what would you add to this here game, Brent?
I think it was kind of something we were hitting on earlier when we were talking, is there needs to be more interaction between the trainers, or I'd like to see it. And so I'd love to see trainer versus trainer battles versus just going to the gym.
Oh,
like where you and I, even on the same team,
could train, right?
Could train or basically duel each other, right? We pick our 3 best pets.
Oh, yeah.
And then go at each other. And we're trying to do it. And maybe even more advanced moves or something. I don't know.
Like my Kakuna versus your Kakuna. And they just stand there for like all day and nothing happens. We're just like, well, it's on hour number 9 and nobody's moved yet.
Then my Rattata comes out and goes, pat, 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 pat.
And then they both die. And they're like, okay, that was weird.
And then maybe you could bet items. Like, okay, you pick your 3 best Pokemon. I pick my 3 best. Winner takes one, like getting pinks, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you get to pick one of the 3 that you battle, and you get to take it.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe you do it for Pokemon
coins or something, or anything else.
Yeah.
Really, that's true. I like that.
Something like that.
That'd be cool because you're training, and it's something to do, and it's a chance to win. That's pretty.
And a way to trade.
Mm-hmm. Without just saying, here, let me just give you some free stuff. Like,
beat me. Come on, beat me.
Yeah, you got to fight for it, right?
That's my ER.
That's your ER?
What's your
My so I would like to see the ability to spin at a gym, because I hate it when I get all the way to a gym and I spend a lot of time there, fighting or training or whatever it is. Like, or I just drive by a gym and I'm like, oh, I can't do anything here. Like it's already packed. It's already blue. I'm Team Blue, by the way, and you're Team Blue.
Yeah,
we didn't even mention that, did we?
No,
Team Mystic. Anyway, so I'm like, well, it's already blue. It's already packed. I can't spin. All I can do is train. I don't know. I would just. Why not have a spin? Just one every 5 minutes, just like a normal stop, right? Like it's like a stop with benefits. Really.
I think that's an awesome idea.
So, or if it's my color, I can spin it. That's more incentive to make it your color, right?
Yeah. Or maybe maybe if you own it, you get better stuff, double the stuff.
Oh, if you actually have a Pokemon in the gym? I just think if it's your color.
If your team owns it.
Oh, yeah. Then
so
maybe
you don't lock it out completely.
So the output is double.
But you get double.
Yeah.
Or the other team only gets half. One or the other. Like
some kind of incentive would be
incentive
nice.
to own it, but not completely crap on you.
Right. So I think that would be cool.
I like all those.
So I'd add that to the game. Make it happen.
See if y'all can come up with better ideas than that.
Than those crabby
I want
ones.
to see it. I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Challenge.
I am challenging you right now. JBJ is proving it in the chat room. He says my idea is to bring the damn game into Canada.
Oh, that's true.
We know it'll get there, so horrible idea. But you tried. That's good. Speaking of trying, we did not play his phone call yet.
Oh, hey, let's try to do it.
Which we should have done. I don't know why we didn't get that in the mail call. I somehow missed it. But let's see what JBJ Blaze has to say.
Hit it.
Well, greetings there, P-Goies. This is JBJ Blaze. And first off, fun fact, the Blaze part of my alias actually comes from when I played Pokemon Blue, and my nickname was Blazer in all caps, as well as my obsession with fire. And anyway, congratulations on the beginning of your new Pokepodcast adventure. And I was wondering what you guys thought about the rumors going around that those who've downloaded the app via third-party websites in Canada have apparently received bans, but whether that's just to do with viruses, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, thanks for the great show, and I hope to be catching Pokemon with y'all soon, too. And bye-bye!
Thank you for the call, sir. And that was JBJ Blaze's origin story.
Yeah, Blazer.
How I got his name. That's what
Blazer. He liked to wear blazers. Is that what he said?
Blazer. Yeah, that's totally what it was. Yeah.
So,
I go to the library a lot.
Do I have a feeling that JBJ Blaze is going to get banned in Canada? Is that what he's trying to say?
So is he saying like you're taking the APK or the compiled code, right? And
I guess someone made it work in Canada.
Yeah, right. So like it shouldn't do that. So but I did see some people in Europe playing Pokemon Go on YouTube, making videos, and I was like, I don't know how you doing that.
Well, I mean, it's in different countries, so it's
not released
like
to those
country locked.
Yeah.
So
how would the GPS work in those? Like, does it not even care? Like,
well, but what if we went there? It would work for us, right? Just because we go to Canada, it's still going to work for us.
Right. Yeah.
So all they're doing is they're getting a version from.
So it's just not in their app store.
Not in their store.
Right.
So they go to a third-party site that doesn't care.
Or use a proxy or whatever it is that they do.
Make a little extra cash. Something like that. A little Canadian.
Pay like
a couple of loonies.
Pay like
little doonies.
Like a shady.
Toolies.
A shady Russian.
A 3Bs.
In an alleyway. And he's like,
they got some crazy.
I got an illegal version.
Are you going back to the store again?
I got an APK for you. You want one?
Really been a drug-induced episode for you. I'm not sure what's going on over there. I think it's time to hit the... Anyway.
Hit the Pokestop.
Yeah, so the question asked, and it's a rumor. Rumors and rumors, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll possibly ask the community management next week what's the concerns there and if they're doing anything about it, and how long you will be banned for.
Yeah. I mean, I think they would I hope they're on the train of catching people using fake GPS locations and or the mock location, just cheating and just doing all this crap that ruins the game, and it's not fun and it's not even cool. I hope they're on that train, because they were really on it with Ingress. They were banning tons of people in waves, and they were figuring out bots, and they were figuring out all the stuff that people were trying to do to get around having to go outside and walk around. Like, dude, come on, that's the game. Like, why cheat? But there's always going to be a cheater. There's always going to be one. But like, the fun of the game is that you're the character and you have to walk your ass around. But anyway, so
keep it PG. Oh,
wow.
It's our own rating.
That really came together.
Okay. So great call. Thanks, JBJ Blaze, and he used speak pipe just like you can too. So go do it. And that's what it sounds like.
It sounded clean and clear and crisp.
It did, because he's got that sexy voice. You don't have to have a sexy voice to call in. Just do it. Also, we've got one resource for you this week, a link. We'll put this in the show notes, but I thought it was funny because it's a video. I guess I could just show it, huh? Well, that takes effort. Uh-oh.
Sorry, I can't.
No, shut up.
I'm sorry, I can't play that.
Stop
right now.
it. Don't talk to me. Sorry, Siri decided to talk. Anyway, there was a video, and this could be faked.
What
But
is it?
It's a video of a live news broadcast. There's a dude. He's doing the weather. Mm-hmm. And as he does the weather, something happens. Can you guess what happens, Eric Fullerton?
So he's doing the weather like in front of a green screen? And then does a Pokemon jump out or something? Is it cheesy?
Do you think it's something like that? Well, let's see what happens here.
Nice and cringeworthy.
We're in St. Pete right now. Got a Pokemon? She's looking for Pokemon right now.
Oh.
The location. You guys got to be careful with these phones. It's Pokemon. You're just walking around all over the place. 81 in Safety Harbor and Largo, 80 in Seminole.
So, if you can't hear that, basically a lady walks. Well, you saw it, but a lady walks in front of the weather. She's searching for Pokemon.
So she walks right in front of the camera.
Live newscast.
Like that even.
So I don't know if it's fake or if they did that as a joke.
Right,
And he wasn't in on it, maybe. But
that could be, yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was funny. Cracked me up. So let us know your favorite videos that come out this week before the next show and memes. There's been some awesome memes
stuff
this week.
Yeah.
Some cool stuff.
Like the one that was ISIS finally claimed responsibility for taking the servers down.
No. And there's the Matrix one where he says, "Why do my legs hurt?"
Oh, yeah, right.
He's like, "Because you have not used them." But,
Lieutenant Dan, you got legs.
So lots of great stuff. And we're pretty much, since this is a podcast too, we try to limit the video and images. But we do want to have the section just in case something cool is there and we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool and talking about it, we got, we're heading to the gym.
Okay.
And at the gym, that's where you learn some tips and tricks. And I thought this was really cool.
Okay.
I think it's really cool that they're doing this for the game in general. There's another thing. But anyway, so you can force your Eevee to evolve into your choice of either Jolteon, Vaporeon, or Flareon.
Oh.
And how you do it is you name them. You actually change, you can change the name of your Pokemon, right? So you change it to either Sparky, Rainer, or Pyro. And these are the names of the Eevee brothers from the original anime series. And if you do it in the right one, so if you do Sparky, you'll get a Jolteon. If you do Pyro, you'll get Flareon. And if you do Rainer, you'll get Vaporeon. They're basically, fire, water, or electricity.
Sparky.
But I just think it's cool that they're actually
cool.
Basing it off like tech. Like, who would think of doing that?
So I've seen those pop up in gyms, and I was wondering what that was all about. I didn't know there was a trick there. That's really cool.
And see, I've done a couple of Eevees, and I've gotten a couple Flareons.
So you name it before you evolve it,
Right?
And then it happens. Okay, so shoot, I'll have to do that then. That's awesome. Well, shoot, yeah.
So
also, here's a weird tip about renaming something. Did you know that you can use a little HTML in your names when you rename something? It's not really HTML. Like, you can't inject database code and stuff like that and really screw something up. But you can put a little bit of light markup. So if you do an open bracket I, close bracket, and then whatever your name is, and then you close the bracket. Like, if you know HTML at all or markup, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I wonder if there is Pokemon Go markup.
So you can do bold, you can italicize, and you can supposedly change the color of the name as well. And I've tried this, and I've had bold and italics names so in my list. So as you're scrolling down, JBJ Blaze, thanks. BB Code, rather. It's kind of like BB Code, only this isn't straight brackets like the hard brackets, whatever they're called. They're actual like HTML open bracket kind of things. But anyway, so I don't know. It's kind of cheesy, but if you want to have bold and italics names in your Pokemon list, then do that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good tip.
Cool.
I was actually looking to see if they had like the markup, like that should be somewhere, right? Just the Pokemon markup.
I don't know if this is intentional or something that might have kind of slipped through because of some component they're using in the code, and it just kind of carried over. But it's kind of neat.
Instead, I got an article on Pokemon Go Plus selling for $100 on eBay. So, are you going to get one of those when they come out? So it just alerts you, right?
Yeah.
Does it do anything else?
So I was curious to see if there was going to be Android Wear support, because Ingress has it, and I have an Android watch, and I can walk around when I'm in range of a portal. I just tap my watch, and it hacks it, and everything is great. I want the same functionality with my Pokestops. I want to I don't want to mess with my phone. I just want to roam around and click. Or flip it, I guess. In this case, you'd spin it. But instead of doing that, they opted to have a piece of hardware that's proprietary. I don't know. I'll probably get it. It's. I saw that it was only like $30 somewhere.
Yeah, that's why they're kind of upset at people selling them. I mean, there's another one for like $200.
Oh yeah,
things like that. So a few have already come out. That
they're coming out at the end of this month, July. At the end of July, these will be on sale for $35, I thought.
We'll at least get one. One of us will get one, or the show will get one to at least show on the show and show and stuff like that.
Yep. So that'll be fun. And lots of official Pokemon Go merchandise should be coming out soon, too.
Pikachu!
Some nice Pikachus.
Bless you.
Weirdness.
Did I say that every time someone says Pikachu?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll make people upset? Like, they're going to, I'm looking for a Pikachu, and you go, bless you. Like, just do it every time you hear the word Pikachu out there. Everybody try it this week. Let me know what people say to you if they look at you like you're weird. It's just, like you said, it's a social experiment.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear someone say Pikachu, just say bless you. And that's pretty much it for this week's show, I believe. Like we said, get in touch with us, join the conversation. You'll hear all that in the outro. And man,
I think this is a great show.
Fun.
I can't wait to do another one next week.
Me either.
And I can't wait to hear all the cool stuff that people send in. That's like our favorite part, is to hear all the wacky stuff you guys have to say.
So send it in. And just for reference, what level are you? We haven't even talked about that.
Oh yeah, I'm level 12.
I'm 12 too.
So we'll see what we are next week. Who knows?
Yeah. Don't call in and let us know what level you are unless you got something else to say after it. Just yeah, that's about it.
Uh-oh. It appears we've come to the end of another hour. But don't worry. We'll be back next week with more Pokemon Go goodness. If you want to contribute, please go tweet us at PGoRadio, email us at PGoRadio@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/PGoRadio.
This podcast is part of the Large Marge Media Network. Visit us on the web at largemarge.media.